Welcome back. This is another video in my NIV Bible reading series. This stands for the NIV stands for New International Version. My religious affiliation is I am a Christian and stuff like that. And I'm reading through Exodus, and in this video is going to be Exodus chapter 14. And in chapter 14, they're going to do things like, basically, they just came out of Egypt and stuff like that. The 10 plagues just ended and stuff like that. And, so they're being brought out of Egypt and they're going along their journey and stuff like I said. And it's going to be crossing the Red Sea and stuff like that. Wait, did I say chapter 14? I meant chapter 13. Maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, doesn't matter. Chapter 13. And yeah, gonna be some other things the Lord's gonna say, and the Red Sea is gonna be crossed and stuff. I feel like that's a fairly commonly known story from the Bible, the crossing of the Red Sea or whatever, and stuff like that. But yeah, if you like this video, I got more from where that came from. If you're on YouTube, there's a card in the right hand corner at the beginning of this video. Click on it, playlist. Contains everything that I've done is regarding the NIV translation at least. And if you're on Rumble, I guess you're just gonna have to sort through it somehow, because I guess the only thing I'm gonna be uploading on Rumble is probably the Bible stuff, but I don't know. Anything can happen. But anyway, I could die, before this is finished. Which there's probably a highly likely that I will, just because it's gonna be a long time before this is finished. But anyway, I'm rambling. All right, so chapter 13. Let's get into it. The Lord said to Moses, "Consecrate to me every firstborn male, the first offspring of every womb among the Israelites belongs to me, whether man or animal." Then Moses said to the people, "Commemorate this day, the day you came out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery, because the Lord brought you out of it with a mighty hand. Eat nothing containing yeast. Today in the month of Abib you are leaving. When the Lord brings you into the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Hivites, and Jebusites, the land he swore to your fathers, or to your forefathers, to give you, a land flowing with milk and honey, you are to observe this ceremony in this month. For 7 days eat bread made without yeast, and on the 7th day hold a festival to the Lord. Eat unleavened bread during those 7 days. Nothing with yeast in it is to be seen among you, nor shall any yeast be seen anywhere within your borders. On that day tell your son, I do this because of what the Lord did for me when I came out of Egypt. This observance will be for you like a sign on your hand and a reminder on your forehead that the law of the Lord is to be on your lips. For the Lord brought you out of Egypt with his mighty hand. You must keep this ordinance at the appointed time, year after year. After the Lord brings you into the land of the Canaanites and gives it to you, as he promised on oath to you and your forefathers, you are to give over to the Lord the first offspring of every womb. All the firstborn males of your livestock belong to the Lord. Redeem with a lamb every firstborn donkey. But if you do not redeem it, break its neck. Redeem every firstborn among your sons. In days to come, when your son asks you, what does this mean? He says, say to him, with a mighty hand the Lord brought us out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. When Pharaoh stubbornly refused to let us go, the Lord killed every firstborn in Egypt, both man and animal. This is why I sacrifice to the Lord the first male offspring of every womb, and redeem each of my firstborn sons. And it will be like a sign on your hand and a symbol on your forehead that the Lord brought us out of Egypt with his mighty hand. And then we're going to get into the Red Sea crossing. When Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them on the road through the Philistines' country, though that was shorter, for God said if they face war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led the people around by the desert road toward the Red Sea. The Israelites went up out of Egypt armed for battle. Moses took the bones of Joseph with him because Joseph had made the sons of Israel swear an oath. He had said, God will surely come to your aid, and then you must carry my bones up with you from this place. After leaving Succoth, they camped at Etham on the edge of the desert. By day the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, so that they could travel by day or night. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people. So once, like I did in the last video, I will say that these laws that are being described in like right here for the Israelites as they were exiting Egypt, they are not valid anymore. So those laws were like, you don't have to like slaughter a lamb and stuff like that each year on the seventh day or whatever. That all was nullified. That came to an end when Jesus, as far as I know, feel free to do more research. That came to an end when Jesus came. Basically, those rules were made for the Israelites and the people. I guess as well, at least the Israelites, and maybe the people, other people who came to faith as well, because it does say. Let's see, back in the Passover, I believe. Let me see. In the Passover restrictions, where it talks about that, let me see. Any slave you have bought may eat of it after you have circumcised him. And then it also says, but a temporary resident and hired worker may not eat of it. But it also says, let me see. An alien living among you who wants to celebrate the Lord's Passover must have all the males in his household circumcised. Then he may take part like one born in the land. So does that mean he becomes part of God's children or not? I'm guessing so. But at the very, if he could take a part of this in the Passover, then that would mean he'd be one of God's, I guess, become one of God's people, I guess. So yeah, so I guess back then that's what you had to do. But when Jesus came, those what did my pastor call it? The ceremonial law was gone. Is gone. You don't have to do that anymore. You didn't have to do that. So I wanted to make sure. I have to make sure that I'm clear on this. I don't want to steer anyone wrong in the wrong way. I mean, I don't think God's going to punish you if you do try to follow those laws or whatever, but it's not going to get you, what my pastor said, it's not going to get you any extra grace in heaven. Like, God's not going to show you any more favor. You're not going to be more, or maybe I should word that better, you're not going to be favored more in God's eyes because of that. If you follow the old ceremonial law. So, yeah. I'm going to keep saying that in each video until we're done with that. Unless I figure out that I was led astray, I suppose, and that I'm actually supposed to follow that as a Christian, and stuff like that. I think there's a chance that Judaism still practices that stuff, but I am not sure. I'm just not. So, that's it. Anyway, that was Exodus chapter 13, and that's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. All right.